Hello everyone, my name is Xijin Ge from South Dakota State University, Department of Mathematics and Statistics. I'm going to do a tutorial on using Excel for data preparation, so filtering, text manipulation, summaries by category, and some plotting. By support from South Dakota EPSCoR program, experimental program for simulating competitive research, funded by National Science Foundation and also partly by the state of South Dakota. So the Excel functions that I use frequently are listed here, and we're going to go through most of them in this video, and to show you that how to use Excel for some basic data preparation and very basic analysis. Okay, if sometimes we need to prepare it before we're using some other tools such as R or SAS, but sometimes maybe a basic analysis will answer the question, and so we're going to be happy. Okay, so again, this is the EPSCoR website, and the file that we're going to use is called banking.txt. This file you can download it from my website, and also I think there's a link on this screen. This banking file was my personal banking transaction from my checking account for 2014. Okay, all transactions are there: deposits, automatic withdrawals or bill pays, and all that type of stuff are there. So I have 290 transactions there, and the central question I'm trying to address is why I'm so broke at the end of the year or end of the month. Okay, and you know that college professors don't make too much money, but I should be more careful with spending than this. So I want to know how, for example, how did I waste all my money? Did I wasted my money on makeups or wine or eating, or is it just my utility bills being too high? Okay. I also wanted to know when is there a time of year that I spend more than other times? If I have a spending spree in December, I could consider maybe surrender my credit card or my ATM card to my wife, or just go hibernate for a month. So in order to save some money. All right. So that's the question. So all we do are trying to address these questions. All right. Just with simple mouse click. Okay. So my data is here. The data I have is here. So this, you should download data. It should look like that. And you could, this is a tab delimited text file. Okay, you could start Excel and open this file. Open this file. I opened this before, so it's still here. So asked you whether it's delimited or fixed with. This is tab delimited. So we're going to see tab delimited. You can see this line separates these columns nicely. Okay, that's nice. Okay, sometimes we change what type of column are here, but I'm going to finish up and just get started. Okay, so this is the data. As you could see, this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns of data, very simple, of date, transaction date, and serial number for the checks I wrote, and description. Description is fairly long. There's a lot of information in here, and there's a dollar amount, and there's another column here. There's another column here called CR or DR. Okay, CR DR is just when I deposit money. It's CR, so it's a deposit. Okay, and when I withdraw or pay bills, it's a DR. So just either CR or DR. Is it my credit or the bank's credit? Okay, these are the dollar amounts. Okay, you can see that these dollar amounts are not big, so that's why, you know, embarrassingly, so we college professors don't make too much money. And these are not real numbers. I actually exaggerate a little bit by some mathematical equations, so it's less embarrassing. Okay. So the first thing you want to do with your data is to make sure that your data was recognized correctly by type. So here we have, this is actually a category. This is a dollar amount. So we want to make sure that Excel knows this is a dollar amount. This actually a sign here. So you could just click on the dollar sign and it becomes that. All right. This column is date. Okay. Is time, is date information. So we want to make sure that this is correct. This is important because we're going to categorize data by month. Okay, I think if you want to make sure you can, I think this is already correctly recognized. You can see format cells, format this column as date. Okay, and supply, then nothing changed. But I think this is important because I wanted to break this thing down by month. Okay, and obviously we need to take, this is January, February. Okay, in Excel there's a function you can use to extract the month out of a date field. For this, you can go to formulas, insert function. I think it's month. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, it's a month here. All right, so month and this. Okay. All right, so that's good. So the month is here. So actually we have the formula in here, and we could copy this cell and paste. If you paste, the formula is pasted here, and the value is automatically changed. If you double click here, it changes from B2 to B3. Okay, so it's still January, but another way to do it is to move your cursor to the lower right and drag this thing down. All right, so that's another way to do it. If your column is very long, you could double click on here, so you move it to the lower right. When it becomes a cross, double click, and it goes all the way down. As you could see from here, I have 290 transactions. Okay, I'm moving my cursor using my keyboard now, and one thing that you could do if it gets very long, this column, you can, in addition to your arrow down, and you can hold the Control key and press the arrow down. It goes all the way to the end. Okay, this is a nice trick, but you don't have to. You can just drag. So this is a function that we're going to use to break down my spending by month. All right. So this is another column. This is nice. So there's a lot of very simple things that you could do with your data. One of them would be the conditional formatting, for highlighting big numbers in different colors. You can select this amount and go to Home and Conditional Formatting, Color Scales, and you choose the color bar, particular scheme. Large numbers are in red, and small numbers are in blue or green, and the numbers in the middle are just white. Okay, so this is very nice, and because it enables you to go quickly and take a look of the bigger transactions in here. Another thing that you could do, of course, you can sort it. You can sort. You can sort from here. Okay, here. So I can sort. Okay, all right. Here. You can also sort by multiple columns. I'm going to sort again. So CRDR first. Amount value. Okay, so you can see now it's sorted CR. So my deposit first. The largest deposit is $12.50. Okay, if you go down, you'll see the DR. Okay, not here. So it's DR in here. The largest withdrawal is $15. Okay. All right. So we don't do that. I'll just change the back. Okay. Another very nice thing you could do with this data is use filters. Filters. You can go to data. Okay. Filters. If you do that, you can see all these things showed up. Okay, sometimes we use filters to remove outliers, or here we're going to rely on the description column to categorize my spending. So if that is blank, that doesn't help us. So we're going to remove that. So what I'm going to do is here take out that and only show the blank one. So there's nothing in here. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete this 3 columns. Nothing left, but it's only being hidden. Not so if you turn off the filter, everything showed up back up again. You can explore your data with this filter. You can combine different columns. You can see show me the withdrawals. Okay, just the withdrawals bigger than $10, for example, greater than $10. Okay, so you could do that. All right, so you can see this shows you the larger transactions. Okay, and you can see I only want a certain amount, or you can combine multiple conditions. Okay, to do that. Obviously, we can do a lot of very simple computing here. For example, we can generate a sum. Okay, I selected all this dollar amount by holding the Control Shift and arrow down. Okay, it goes all the way down, and then I'm going to go to this auto sum. Okay, it generated a sum. I hope it show up here. Yep, it's here. Okay. All right. So the total of all these dollar amounts is $2,042.04. But if you click on this cell, it shows you that actually Excel help us generate a formula. So sum is the function. The equal sign says it's function. Okay. And then the name of function and where the number is coming from. The E2 column E288. So that's the formula. If we know that we could actually write that type of formula anywhere, we can see from here. For example, we see type equal sign sum parenthesis. You could type in E2 to E288, right? That's one thing to do it. You can see it's highlighted here. You could also use your mouse. You can do that. You can see these indexes are generated. You can see this is my and you finish up the parentheses, and there you go, this same number. Okay. You can do this type of thing. You can do very simple computing here. See, I want to convert this dollar amount to another currency in different currency for Chinese yen, for example. I could see equal dollar sign. So that's obviously the exchange rate. Let's say 6.5 times 6.5 is the new dollar sign. Is the new value, right? Okay. Again, you can drag, or you could the formula will be auto-filled. Okay. And you could also double click and everything will change, and you could go back and change that into Chinese yuan. Okay. And so this is very simple stuff you could do, but we're going to delete that for now. Okay, the next challenge now is how do we categorize spending based on this information. This column is not very good, very well categorized. One thing you can see is there's a lot of text information, but if you look carefully, you will notice that the first word is very helpful. Because utility, you said utilities, and if deposit said deposit transfers, right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this column into a separate column, and then what we're going to do, I'm going to start deleting from this, deleting everything after the first space. So on space star represent anything. This means find anything that start with a space character, and anything after that is a star, and replace with nothing. If you see replace all, you could see that everything is replaced. Okay, and we only have this first word here, which will give us some good information. This is very nice, except there are still some oddities here, because these guys are check numbers, the personal checks I wrote. These are also expenditures, but we need to clean this up. One thing, you could come in and manually see check, right? But this could take a long time. Also, you could have typos or anything. Okay, so what are we going to do instead is going to use Excel to write logical to write a function so that depending on this column, for example, serial number, if this number is 0, means this is not a check, and then we're going to use whatever value is here into this column I. Okay, if this have a non-zero number, then we're going to put in check. So what are we going to do now is I'm going to give it a new name called type. I'm going to type a function called if this one equals 0, okay, then I'm going to use the value here. Otherwise, comma, I'm going to say check. Okay, all right, so check. So nothing happens with these guys. Well, these guys are all 0. Okay. But when it comes here, we already changed that, so so it should be the same. So look at here, so it's a non-zero number, and this was replaced with check. Okay, so this is kind of logic, and again we extend these guys to the very end of the transaction. Okay, so so this is it. This is good. Now we have a month data, and we have a category. So before we proceed, one more thing. Still, this data, if you click on them, it shows formulas, right? Sometimes I like to just get rid of the formulas before I proceed and clean up a little bit further. So I want to copy that, and at the exact same time, same place, I'm going to paste values. Okay, or you can go to paste special and then values. Okay, if you paste values, and the formula will disappear, this column will not depend on this, so we could go ahead and delete this. Okay, so this data is now prepared. This is very nice. And clean, we also clean up the three rows of transaction. So we're going to use this information to categorize. You know, I want to know how much I spend on auto for the year of 2014. Okay, so and then there's a lot of categories in here. Okay, one thing that you could manually do this with the sum if function, but it is more productive if you use the pivot table, which will find these unique categories and do the sums or do the counts for you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to select all the data. We're going to insert insert pivot table. Okay, data is showed up here, and we're going to show the pivot table in a new worksheet. We're going to hit OK. Here we are generating a new sheet, and here you can see there's our column names showed up. Okay, and they want you to drag these column names to here. I want to drag this amount, well, this is the measurement, right, to this called values quadrant here, and I want to drag a type of spending to the rows. Okay, so you can see here that I have a breakdown of the frequency of transaction by these categories. For example, I have 4 for ATM, so I made 4 ATM withdrawals in 2014. But I'm less. Okay, so you could, keep this information. You could, if you want, you could keep this information in a separate column. Again, I want to paste, as value. Okay, and but I'm more interested in the sum of the money, the total money and total amount I spent on each category than the counting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to click on here and see value change from count to sum. Okay, so this way I have a sum of amount. So the 4 ATM transactions, ATM withdrawals I made, totals $25.89. All right. Again, we college professors are not rich, so don't laugh at me for this dollar amount. Okay, so this is nice. So we have a breakdown by sum. Again, you could copy this to here. If you want, you can copy paste here again, so that their orders are still the same. You could delete that. So I have made 4 transactions, total of $25. Okay, all right. We could also do a little bit more complicated tabulation. For example, you could see I want to break down by month in columns and type in rows. Okay, so this is by month here, and the rows are here. You can see very detailed breakdown by month and so for example, I withdraw $6.64 in January. Okay, and for my auto insurance, and another same thing is here. And for my auto insurance, you can see by month I'm paying all throughout the year. Okay, total $169 for throughout the year. So this is I'm shopping on the Costco for some months early in the year, but not later in the year. Maybe I went stop there. Okay, my deposit is also by month. So if you don't like it that you have that many digits, you can change that. You can see I want just 2 digits. So I select that and format it. Well, I think you could probably format it as a dollar. Yeah, if you format it as a dollar, so things will change. Otherwise, you could see format cells and decimal points. You can dictate the decimal points. Okay. So as a math professor, I want to make it to the penny, so I can make it either 1 digit or 10 digit. Okay. All right, so this is one thing that we could do here. I'll get rid of this month for now. Okay, and I'll show you something else. You could also select these values. I just found this out. Let's see, what do you want to show? Show details. No. You could see show value as percent of grand total. Okay, and then all of a sudden you are left with grand total. You have a grand total, and well, if you would like, you can also copy this and paste it somewhere. Okay, you can also paste it here, and you have a record. Again, everything else is the same. Delete that, and you can you know, you can you can keep building onto this. Another thing you could do here is to you can also start making chart. You can see I want a pie chart of this. You can see I want a pie chart. Okay, all right. So this is the pie chart of the percentages. Okay, and one thing that you could do with this pie chart is to you can customize it by clicking on this. This pie chart will be very intuitive. Okay, but there's one problem with this. We remember that I have both deposits and withdrawals here. So the deposits are also here, I think. Yeah, deposits are also here. I'm not interested in the deposit. I want to get rid of all the deposits from this pie chart. And you know, we could go back to our data and do this all over again with a filter and delete all these deposits here, right? That's possible. You can repeat that, but Excel actually have something very nice that you could use. You could drag something here, drag CRDR field as filters. Okay. Once this is in here, you can filter with this column, and this graph will change automatically. Okay. So you can see that you can just so CR is the deposit and my credit, and just DR. Very good. So I get rid of all the deposits. Okay, all the my credit. So this is my spending. This is mostly my spending. Utility bills, allowed, auto insurance, Costco shopping, my energy bill, electricity bills, my loans, are here. Okay, so so I need to cut down on utilities maybe, and writing less checks then. Okay, so if I want to do that, all right, and you can also do similar things with month. Okay, perhaps I'm going to show you that with the pivot chart. So you could also see insert instead of pivot table. You can go here, see pivot chart. Okay, again, everything is selected, and here I'm also dragging amount here. Okay, I'm dragging month in here. Okay, by default, so month 1 to month 12, there's a blank here. This is count, so I'm going to choose it to sum. Okay, all right, so this is sum of the amount. You can see this is not terrible. So actually, I don't spend that much in December. I spent a little bit more in March. I don't know what I did, but you can customize this chart by okay. You can customize this chart by this design here. You can change this design. Okay, obviously, it's not very hard to do, and there's a lot of different styles in here. Okay, all from here the same thing. Okay, all right. You can also add these filters here. So this chart now becomes a interactive chart. and becomes interactive chart. Okay, so CRDR, you can also, I think, you can drag in type in here. Okay, say I want to see my auto payments over the month. Okay, that's my auto payments. So I probably changed my insurance company after June, so it's all the same, and then it increased at June, right? And you can do a lot of interacting. So if you want, you could copy this chart to a Word or to PowerPoint. Yeah, and so it's this way you could generate a lot of plot very quickly. If you can do that here, and if you generate, you can change another type. For example, I want to see my Costco, my energy spending. Okay, it's like that, and you paste it there. So it's possible to generate different plot very quickly in here. Okay, that's a short demonstration of pivot chart and pivot table. You can experiment with it, and it's not hard. It's just once you know it, it's very easy to use. Okay. I think I didn't forget anything. Okay, so that's my short video. So let me know what you think. If you like it enough, send me an email. I'll try to do more such videos on merging data and do simple statistics on some other videos. All right, thank you.